this story is getting serious. Katt Williams has now been pulled into the growing conversation around the Netflix documentary about Diddy, and the latest claims suggest that several major names may have been left out of the final version. According to the discussion surrounding the documentary, 50 Cent may have decided not to include 7 well-known figures connected, in different ways, to Diddy and the wider music industry. These are not small or unknown names. They are people with major careers, huge audiences, and powerful connections inside entertainment. Katt Williams had already warned during his earlier public comments that hidden stories could eventually come into the light, and supporters of that idea now believe his comments sound very different after the documentary came out. So, what exactly is going on? In this video, we are going to look at the 7 names being discussed online and the reasons people claim they were missing from the documentary. We will also go over Katt Williams' earlier warnings, the relationships these people are said to have had with Diddy, and the theories about why some names may have received less attention than others. There are also claims that people try to pressure or even pay 50 Cent to remove controversial names from the documentary. Those claims have not been established as proven facts, but they have added another layer to the story. The bigger issue is whether powerful people in entertainment can remain protected when serious accusations are being discussed. Some people believe certain names are simply too influential to confront directly. Others believe the documentary was never meant to cover every person connected to Diddy, and that leaving someone out does not prove protection. That difference is important. Whether we're talking about private footage, old industry relationships, or the Netflix documentary itself, viewers are asking why some people appear in a conversation while others remain outside the spotlight.
Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Before we begin, there is one thing I want to make clear. We are not focusing here on the most obvious names, such as Jay-Z or Beyonce, because those names have already been heavily discussed online. Instead, we are looking at other celebrities and industry figures whose names have become part of the wider conversation. A lot of this discussion goes back to 2024, when Katt Williams appeared on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe. During that interview, Katt spoke openly about Diddy, celebrity culture, and what he described as hidden problems inside the entertainment business. He made comments about Diddy's party lifestyle and said people sometimes had to know when to say no. He also warned that lies would eventually be exposed. Since then, many viewers have gone back to that interview and tried to connect his old comments with newer events. Katt also mentioned several well-known figures and suggested that people who were uncomfortable with the truth might have their own reasons for being uncomfortable. Whether listeners agree with his interpretation or not, those comments became a major part of the online discussion. Then came the Netflix project Diddy, The Reckoning, produced by 50 Cent. The documentary reportedly included previously unseen material connected to Diddy's life before his arrest, including behind-the-scenes footage and conversations involving his legal team. Diddy's representatives strongly objected to the project. His legal team reportedly sent cease and desist communications to Netflix and argued that some of the material was used without proper authorization. They also criticized the documentary as unfair and misleading. Netflix, however, moved forward with the release. That is why this story matters. Diddy has been facing major legal problems, and the public has also seen a long list of civil lawsuits and accusations. Some of the claims discussed publicly involve very serious allegations, including claims involving young people. Those allegations remain matters for legal proceedings and should not be treated as proven simply because they appear online or in documentaries. There have also been reports of authorities continuing to investigate other possible connections around Diddy. That has led people to ask whether more information could eventually become public. At the same time, rumors about recordings involving other celebrities have continued to spread online. Some people claim private tapes exist that could embarrass other famous names. But unless such material is authenticated and confirmed, it remains speculation. And that brings us back to Katt Williams. A joke or comment he recently made has been interpreted by some viewers as another hint that he knows more than he has publicly explained. Whether that is actually what he meant is another question entirely.
Just gave P. Diddy 4 years. Don't say that again. But this is 27 years. 4 years. Meanwhile, they tried to give me 4 years with 2 blunts I had no intention of smoking in the first place. Same 4 years. I don't give a fuck. Being an ass-picking devil worshiper is not against the law. They put that man on a whole RICO because they thought he was f***ing for China. They said, bring out the 9 cross. 9 niggas walked out there. That ain't even get the law. Go on and get you something. That man liked this so much as his punishment. They sent him to the place with the most. So I ain't finna say shit.
Now, I know some of this sounds unbelievable, but supporters of Katt Williams' earlier comments believe his recent remarks deserve attention because they fit into the warnings he has been making for years. That does not mean we can automatically say he has confirmed every theory being discussed online. There is a major difference between a person making a comment, a rumor spreading on social media, and a fact being established through evidence. Still, people are now looking closely at the 7 names being discussed. The first name is Snoop Dogg. At first, you may ask why Snoop would even be part of this conversation. The reason is simple. Snoop and Diddy have been connected through the entertainment industry for many years. They have worked in overlapping circles, attended many of the same events, and existed in the music world where major artists often know one another professionally and socially. That long history has caused some viewers to wonder why Snoop does not receive more attention in discussions about Diddy. But having professional or social connection with someone is not proof of involvement in that person's alleged wrongdoing. That distinction matters. Online commentators, including Ali Carter in statements discussed by the source material, have made serious accusations involving Snoop and claim that his influence offered him a level of protection. Those claims are controversial and unverified, but they have become part of the debate. So the question becomes, why do some accusations against celebrities receive enormous attention, while others seem to disappear quickly? That is where the wider idea of influence enters the conversation.
Everybody knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Through you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss and Jemima. And nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl happens. They were dripping down from the letters, the LVI. I know, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no! Tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. Neck of an elder. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
Ali Carter has made some very serious claims about Snoop Dogg, go as far as saying that she believed he had even greater influence and protection than Diddy. She has said that she raised concerns about him years ago, and that people attacked her for speaking publicly. According to the claims discussed in the original script, Carter accused Snoop of involvement in serious wrongdoing involving young people. Those are extremely serious accusations, but the material provided does not establish them as facts. The bigger point is that Carter says she continued speaking even after receiving criticism. Some people then started asking why these claims did not receive the same level of attention as other celebrity controversies. The argument being made online is that major figures can sometimes survive accusations that would seriously damage less powerful people. That does not prove a cover-up, but it does explain why viewers are asking difficult questions about celebrity influence and media attention. Snoop later appeared at major public events, including the Super Bowl halftime show. which some commentators pointed to as an example of how quickly a celebrity can move forward despite controversy. Carter also interpreted parts of the halftime presentation symbolically, including imagery involving the Roman numeral LVI. She believed some of those visuals carried a hidden meaning. That interpretation, however, is her own and is not established as fact. So why do some people believe Snoop could have been left out of a Diddy documentary? The theory is that his industry connections are so wide that directly accusing him without strong evidence could create major legal and business problems. But again, being left out of a documentary does not prove that someone was intentionally protected. It could also mean the producers did not believe they had enough verified material or simply decided the person was outside the main story. Next, we come to Kevin Hart. Kevin's situation is different because he has publicly joked about the Diddy controversy and has also been part of the entertainment world for years. He has attended celebrity events connected to the same social circles, including parties associated with Diddy. That has led some online viewers to wonder how much he may have known about what was happening around him. There has also been old footage and internet commentary that people have interpreted in different ways. Some viewers believe the material suggests Kevin was aware of more than he has said publicly. Others see those conclusions as speculation.
I want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen,
we're having a good time, yo. Oh, your usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a thug. At the end of the day, I kill niggas, man. No, listen. At the end of the day, I kill niggas.
But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Kevin Hart recently hosted the BET Awards and used his usual style of comedy to make jokes about celebrity parties and the growing Diddy controversy. Some viewers believe the jokes contained hidden messages. Others simply saw them as comedy about a major news story that had already become part of popular culture. That difference is important because comedians often make jokes about sensitive events without secretly confirming the theories people later attach to their words. Still, Kevin's comments got people talking.
For somebody to invite him in. Hey, don't do it. Okay? We all saw the movie Sinners. Don't let his here. So he can bite somebody. So he can bite Playboy Cardi again. Okay? Playboy Cardi definitely been bit. Something happened. Playboy Cardi's been bit. I know he has. Nobody let Kanye in. No! Tonight I will do my part. Everybody will get flowers. I'll do my part to make sure that I put us on a high pedestal, man. Also, I'm gonna do my part. I'm shutting down the idea of after parties. No after parties tonight, okay? None. Take your home after this. That's why I did it on a Monday. People gotta go to work tomorrow. No after parties. That's where it's slippery at them after parties. Okay? We're learning a lot about people, ain't we? We're learning a lot. God is good all the time. Kurt, that makes it right. Whatever I just said goes away. Funny.
Kevin made several jokes about after parties and suggested that people were learning a lot about certain celebrities. He also joked about avoiding after parties altogether. He even pointed out that the event was taking place on a Monday, meaning people would have worked the next day. Some viewers interpreted those comments as intentional references to the Diddy controversy. Others believed Kevin was simply doing what comedians do, using a headline-making subject for material. There is no clear proof from the remarks alone that Kevin was revealing hidden information. Then there is Orlando Brown. Brown has made many unusual and controversial claims about people in the entertainment world. One of his statements involving Kevin Hart circulated widely online and led to intense discussion. The specific claim was highly personal and graphic, and there is no reliable evidence in the provided material establishing it as true. That is important to say because repeating an accusation does not make a fact. So why is Kevin Hart still part of this conversation? The theory presented by some online commentators is that he has spent years around major entertainment figures and may know more about industry behavior than the public does. But there is another possible explanation. Producers may simply have decided that there was not enough verified information involving Kevin for him to be a central part of the documentary. Then we get to Maze. This is one of the names that attract attention because Maze was once very close to Diddy during the Bad Boy era. He was connected to the music, the business, the parties, and the overall growth of Bad Boy Records. Because of that history, many fans assume he could know a great deal about the period being discussed. The original script describes Maze as unusually quiet about Diddy and points out how long it took for him to leave his contract. That history is real enough to create questions about their relationship, but silence alone does not prove fear, pressure, or secret knowledge. Maze eventually spoke about his business situation publicly, but he has not turned his entire relationship with Diddy into a public attack. That has only increased the speculation.
Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100,000 to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
You can't take back what your butthole received.
No, this is freedom papers.
No, I set the rules. Let's break the rules. Hey, Samantha, in the building. Murder Maze is in the building.
What's up, Mace?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, man.
Robin is back in the building. What up, Batman?
What up, Mace? How you doing, boy?
Better than I look.
What's up, Mace? How you been, man?
I'm chilling, man. All my cards still work. Just the puff doing good stuff, you know?
Yeah, every once in a while you got to do something good.
Diddy once spoke publicly about Maze having more freedom to work and make his own choices. During that interview, Maze appeared surprised and emotional about finally having control over parts of his career. He reportedly said that it had taken many years for the paperwork to be completed and joked that he was not used to seeing Diddy do something generous. People have interpreted that exchange in different ways. Some see it as evidence of a complicated business relationship. Others see it as two longtime industry figures discussing an old contract. The original script suggests that Maze may have been left out because his silence could create more questions than answers. If the documentary had focused heavily on Maze, viewers might naturally ask why he had not spoken more openly about his years with Diddy. But again, that is an interpretation rather than a confirmed reason for his absence. Now we get to Meek Mill. Meek has been part of major hip-hop circles for years and has crossed paths with Diddy and many other powerful figures in the industry. For a long time, there were online rumors involving Meek, but there was little reliable information behind many of them. Then Orlando Brown made another controversial comment that sent social media into a frenzy. An alleged audio recording later appeared online, with some people claiming that one of the voices sounded like Meek and another sounded like Diddy. The recording spread quickly, but the identity of the people in it was not officially established in the material provided.
Hart took $50 million to unversion his whole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
That is where the Meek Mill situation became especially complicated. Jaguar Wright, who has spent years making public claims about the entertainment industry, said she believed the voice on the audio belonged to Diddy. The recording was described online as explicit, and it spread widely before reportedly being removed from several platforms. But this is exactly where legal problems can begin. If a documentary includes unverified audio and presents the identities in that recording as fact, the people involved could potentially challenge the project in court. So one explanation for Meek's absence is not necessarily protection. It could simply be risk management. A documentary producer has to consider whether every claim can be supported with reliable evidence. If the audio cannot be authenticated, including it could create serious legal trouble. Meek is also a major artist with his own legal team, money, and influence. That would make any unverified accusation involving him especially risky. Then we come to Justin Bieber. His situation is very different because the discussion around him has often focused on whether he was a young person caught in an environment controlled by older and more powerful adults. Old videos have resurfaced showing Justin spending time with Diddy when Justin was very young. Diddy was also shown talking about spending a certain amount of time with him. Those old clips have been discussed heavily online because of what people now know about the broader allegations surrounding Diddy. But there is no confirmed evidence in the provided material proving that Justin was abused by Diddy. That is an important distinction. The reason some people believe 50 Cent may have avoided using Justin's story is because of privacy and sensitivity. If a young person experienced something harmful, turning those events into public entertainment could cause more pain. The original script presents Justin as a victim, but that conclusion should not be treated as established unless Justin himself or reliable evidence confirms it. Some online commentators argue that Usher's story was simply too sensitive to include in a major documentary. The idea is that bringing his teenage years back into the spotlight could create another wave of attention around someone who has already built a successful career and family life. Whether that was actually the reason for his absence from the documentary is unknown. But there's another name that the script presents as the biggest omission of all, Clive Davis. Clive Davis is one of the most influential executives in music history. He has worked with and helped develop some of the biggest artists in the world, and his career in the industry stretches across many decades. Because of that influence, people have used his name when discussing the larger power structure of the music business. The script goes much further, claiming that Diddy operated under Davis's influence and that Davis was effectively the person above him. Those statements are presented as a theory, not as established fact. It also connects Davis to major artists and argues that his position gives him enormous access throughout entertainment. That is why the original script asks a major question. If a documentary is examining the systems around Diddy, why would it stop at Diddy? Some viewers believe the answer is fear. They argue that attacking someone with decades of industry relationships could make distribution, promotion, and business partnerships more difficult. But there is no confirmed evidence in provided material that 50 Cent removed Clive Davis from the documentary because he was afraid of losing distribution. There are many possible reasons a documentary leaves someone out. The person may not have been central to the story, the evidence may not have been strong enough, or the producers may simply have chosen a narrower focus. The final argument of the script is that Diddy may represent only one part of a larger entertainment system. That is the bigger theme tying all 7 names together. The question is not simply which celebrities should appear in the documentary. The deeper question is how power, friendship, business, fame, and loyalty can create circles where certain people receive more protection or attention than others. So there you have it. The 7 names being discussed in this particular theory surrounding the Netflix Diddy documentary: Snoop Dogg, Kevin Hart, Maze, Meek Mill, Justin Bieber, Usher, and Clive Davis. But it is important to separate the claims made online from facts that have actually been proven. Katt Williams' earlier comments have certainly become part of the conversation, and many viewers now believe his warnings were pointing toward a larger story about entertainment and power. Whether that interpretation is correct remains open to debate. The Diddy controversy itself is also far from simple. There are criminal proceedings, civil lawsuits, public statements, disputed allegations, and documentary claims all moving at different speeds. Some facts will eventually be settled in court. Other stories may remain rumors. So now I want to hear from you. Which name from this list do you think deserved more attention in the documentary? Do you believe 50 Cent made the right decision by focusing only on material he could support? Or should a documentary like this investigate every major person connected to the story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.